Oh boy, do I got a treat for you today. In this video, one of my bronze students got placed in a deathmatch with 5 professional Valorant players from the team of EG. I don't know how. I'm gonna be analyzing his mechanics, going through some trainings to try, and covering why the pros are just better.
Yeah, I was very surprised when afterwards I looked at it and stuff. I opened up my tracker and I saw like a 5 stack and they were all had EG in their name. I was like, oh man, these imposters are pretty good. And then I started actually looking at it and it was just like Radiant Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the next episode, Radiant Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, oh,
fuck?
I think they're pretty legitimate. These are probably them. That or they're really committed to the bit.
They are super fans. It's like, very funny because I've never played against pros like this, and I'm in Immortal. So what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you're in bronze and you get to play with these pros. I want this chance. I want to compete against them. What the fuck?
That's the difference in the mindset. Is if you're saying I have to play against pros, and you're like, where are the pros in my lobbies?
No, it's not even that I'm saying I have to play against pros. My joke to Slayer the other day was, "You ruined my fucking MMR, bro."
That was funny. Okay, let's take a look. I see you peeked into Derek.
Yep.
You'll see a
Almost
lot of movement.
Killjoy was one of them, Sova was one of them, and Omen was the other one. But they were hidden. They had their names hidden.
Almost as crazy.
Yeah. I started off kind of weak, and I know you want like Vandal only, but like at the last second, I got triggered and pulled out a Phantom.
So the first thing I want you to pay attention to is the amount of blue that pops up in this graph, which you so lovingly put up for us. And like a lot of these fights, you're gonna see a lot of it. And then the second thing is just gonna be your crosshair, so I can pause it at like random moments, and it's either gonna be on like the wall or like it's on the wall or it's on the floor. You spawn in, floor, wall, person. It's on their kneecaps. It's on their crotch. Yeah. So crosshair placement is going to be a big thing, especially on these different elevations. It's a little more tricky. Requires some practice. There's some stuff in the guide for that.
Hold it here. Hold it here for a second too.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just make a quick screenshot.
Let's go back. There's your crouch cam.
Perfect. What I've been using is I've been looking for little spots on the map that line up with where people's heads are on different peaks. And then I'm kind of like trying to remember them. Like on this one, I'm seeing that kind of dark line on the wood. It's almost lined up with her head, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Has that been helpful? Because I like purposely didn't include that in the guide. But has that been helpful?
It has been helpful for me. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was you that I had seen somebody had done it, but it was some sort of content creator that had brought something up. I'm not sure whose video it was, but I kind of keep that in the back of my head as I'm going through things, mostly during VOD review, just because I'm trying to make it so it's like natural.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely helped.
Okay, let me make a note of that real quick.
I know people do it on like really commonly held angles, but like on one like that, for instance, that's in your spawn, I know not a lot of people make them for these.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, it comes up in retakes and stuff too, so it's not like the common angle for like the beginning of the match. I feel like in the last 30 seconds, knowing these types of angles and stuff could be clutch.
It is common advice. I'm curious how like applicable it is, because sometimes the common advice is like bad. Like we talked about the attack defense sided maps not really being a thing. That's very common advice you hear. So yeah, I'm literally like staring at your crosshair when like this was a full moving shot. Holy shit! Let's go back and watch that.
Super lucky. Nailed it.
But I'm gonna look at your crosshair half the time. It's just
that's Jogamo, the sage.
Sheesh. And you're gonna see when Jogamo peeks you. When these guys peek you, they're gonna do two things. They're already gonna be ready to fight you before you're even there. And then as soon as they do one burst, they're gonna strafe.
Definitely just about to sit down Derek right here.
Oh, I saw this clip in the Discord. I was only imagining his head. He's like, this fucking Astra.
Right, this fucking bronze.
So you're gonna see a lot of that blue. That blue's gonna affect these fights. Crosshair, it's literally just these two things right now. As we see, like. So another good thing you can do for crosshairs is like always aim higher than you think you should.
Okay.
Adjusting down is better than adjusting up because you're like not on the target when you're above. When you raise your below, you're still like on the body, so you still think you can shoot.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Always aim for the Hulk.
My kind of thought process with that, yeah, fair fight versus Derek.
Derek. Easy.
Easy. My thought process is normally like, since the recoil kicks the barrel up, that's why I kind of...
It's actually so that's exactly what's happening in these two fights, and it's so funny that you mentioned that. Because that's exactly why you don't want to do that, because it builds really bad habits. Where people are like, oh, okay. I get the kills where I aim for the body, and I'm doing the right thing because I get the kill. But it's really like the third bullet that gets the kill and not the first one, which isn't really ideal.
I wish there was a stat where I could see how many second bullet headshots I got, because that's probably more than one taps.
Okay. Oh, we entered lurk mode.
I try to practice like scenarios and stuff. Like when I spawn into an area, I'm like, okay, this is like I'm entering into B site or whatever. Or I know you saw me when I was in mid. That was kind of like I'm holding mid, and I'm trying to see if somebody's gonna peek into me there. So that's. I try not to go.
If that's what you're trying to learn, I like it.
I'm just trying to find. I hate this map, by the way. Split. I'm terrible at it. So it's like I'm always trying to come up with like ways and stuff whenever I get it in deathmatch of like how I do it. Fucking pro movement, man. Movement diff.
Is it that Omen's another EG guy?
Yeah, I think that was Apoth.
I want to find your screenshot. Where did you put it? Was it in clips?
I think so.
Let me see if I can scroll up and find it. Because it'll help me make a point. Because you're getting shit on in all these fights. And there's a really good I mean, you can probably assume the reason, but there's a really good reason why.
I'm not peeking with intention, really.
No. There it is.
I'm still playing the jump scare game that's common with silvers.
Okay. Here's the reason why. One, because you're bronze going against immortals and radiants, but two, because these guys already built the habits of having good crosshair placement. So when you take like any of these fights, they're just more ready for you, right? When you peek these guys, they've already built up good crosshair. There's one fight I saw like that sparked this in me. When you fought right. When you fought this jet here.
That one was also a pro. That's nature.
This oh shit. When you go into a fight, your crosshairs here, your crosshairs here, their head's there, and their crosshairs already on your head. There's just no way you win this fight against like a good player, against a good player.
So is that more about the physical height of the crosshair, or the fact that it wasn't on him horizontally?
It's both. Horizontal is easier to adjust, I think, but it's really just like there's too much distance between the 2 points. It doesn't really matter if it's like here, or like the same distance, but here or here. It's just there's too much distance between all these points. That's the problem. Let's get back. So all these players are just gonna shit on you, and you're just not gonna have a chance unless you're crosshair.
Yeah.
Is there like? It's a little bit of peeking, like you said, but crosshair placement comes first out of all things.
Yeah, you can't peek without crosshair placement.
Also, movement comes second in this situation. Movement comes second.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I grabbed from this was pro movement is fucking crazy, bro. Like it looks like they're just like moving like just a couple of steps, but the way they're doing it is just it's impressive.
This makes me happy because this is exactly what the guide kind of trains you to fight like. Oh, not like that, Derek. What the hell?
Yeah. Sit.
It's just like a really good example of like, I know, I think you mentioned like the aim training is a little like the Woohoojin thing, like you've been doing that. This is one of those like cases where a lot of that stuff's not going to apply to you right now. It will eventually.
Yeah.
But this is where like the passive aim, the cross replacement will just come first. There's no amount of like micro adjustment you can really do here.
Yeah, and I didn't even look at anybody's names and stuff. That also was a pro. I don't remember who it was, but I know the Silva was. But I was just kind of like running scared. Like honestly, it was like around this point when I was just like, man, my shot is not on today. I fucking suck. I should not even queue rank.
If you rewind like 10 seconds there.
Is that what you're talking about? Hello?
This?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot I put on push to talk. Yeah, like the whole time you were in heaven there, yeah, like 5 seconds before this or after, the crosshair is straight on the floor.
Yeah.
One kill remaining. Maybe you're like, because I've never watched the deathmatch VOD back, so I should probably.
Yes.
Yeah, I've started just like now that I realize that YouTube is just far superior platform, and you can just throw all of my stuff all up at once. Like, I can upload like 15 videos or whatever. So like all the death matches I do in a day, like I could just throw. Like here's where I went with my my Cope Phantom.
Oh my gosh! I mean, you're gonna do better with the Phantom because you're aiming at the body anyways. Smile.
Yeah.
This is good though. So I didn't really like pointing out, but we skipped to like any point in the VOD, and we're just gonna see like some blue, just to like reaffirm that this is just like a constant issue. There's a lot of blue you see here. Wow, that's actually crazy. That's a lot more than I expected.
Okay.
So I mean, I could give you like specific training, but it's really just like the guide's like perfectly prepped for you right now with like the training already. It's just not condensed. I can condense it for you if you want. But like this mechanical stuff is not as important. This passive stuff is what I would focus on. This passive stuff, and then the movement, specifically dead zoning, I want to see you get really good at. Dead zoning has 3 different trainings. Definitely start at the first one and work your way up.
I'm gonna say that one just it melts my brain right now, but I'll learn it. I will put everything in it.
Good. I tried to specify as much as possible that you will mess this one up. Every single person I do, even when I learn dead zoning, messes it up.
So when I'm doing the 80s strafing, those are supposed to be dead zones?
You mean like in game?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I actually ended up deleting it. But what this is doing is what the advanced training has you do. If this would load, we'll see if it does. Is the like back and forth, like the strafe 2 bullet that like most pros do, which isn't dead zoning, but it's like very close to dead zoning because you're trying to move as much as possible. Late. Okay. Well, movement, crosshair placement, follow the trainings in the guide. You got it.
Okay.
You are set up literally like, oh my gosh, dude. Okay, that first, but like literally everything in the guide right now is like perfect for you. So I'm very happy about that.